Now the first step is to restart Steam. So you can go to Steam and then click on exit, and once the Steam is closed, now you can open Steam once again and then check. If that does not work, restart your computer. Do not ignore this step, just restart your computer once, and after the system restart, try launching the game. Now the next step is to close Steam and then launch Steam as an administrator. So you can close the Steam, go to Steam and then click on exit, and next time when you launch Steam, now make a right click on Steam and then click on run as administrator and then launch the game and then check. Next step is to create a backup of Crashreport.exe, delete it and then launch the game. Now this has worked for few players, so it might work for you. So make a right click on the game, select manage, then click on browse local files. It will take you to this game installation folder. Now over here you can see Crashreport.exe file. So before you delete it, just copy this file, just create a backup. So I will just create a backup. You can just create a backup over here. Now once you have the backup of this exe, now you can delete this file and then you can launch the game and then check. If something wrong happens, you can always put the file back. If you want to restore, you can just copy it and paste it in the game folder once again if you want that exe file back. Now the next step is to perform a clean installation of your graphics card driver. So if you have NVIDIA card, go to NVIDIA website. If you have AMD card, go to AMD website. I'm showing for NVIDIA. So go to NVIDIA website and then select your product type. In my case, it's GeForce. Select your product type, then select your series. In my case, it's 30 series. Make sure that you select your series and then select your graphic card over here. And then if you have Windows 10, select Windows 10. If you have Windows 11, select Windows 11 and then click on search and then click on download and then click on download once again. And once the download is complete, run this exe file. Now once you run the exe file, you will see the screen. Click on agree and continue and then select custom over here. Make sure that you select custom and then click on next and then put a check on the box which says perform a clean installation. Make sure that you put a check on perform a clean installation and then click on next, and then it will do a clean installation. It will uninstall the previous version and then it will do a clean installation and then restart your computer. After this, you have to restart your computer, and after the system restart, launch the game. Now the next step is to verify the game file. Do not ignore this. Just make a right click on the game, select properties and then go to installed files tab and then click on verify integrity of game files. Once the verification is complete, then launch the game and then check. Next step is to run the game as an administrator from the game installation folder. So make a right click on the game, select manage, then click on browse local files. It will take you to the game installation folder, and here you can see this game exe file. Make a right click on game exe file and then select properties. Go to this tab and then put a check on the box which says run this program as an administrator. Click on apply, click on OK, make a double click, launch the game. If that does not work, again make a right click, select properties. This time put a check over here, select Windows 8 and then click on apply, click on OK, make a double click, launch the game. Still not launching. Then this time select Windows 7 over here and then click on apply, click on OK, launch the game and then check. Again, you can try this, put a check on disable full screen optimizations and then click on apply, click on OK, make a double click, launch the game from the game installation folder. Still not working. Make a right click once again, go to properties, and this time when you put a check on these boxes, it's not working. You can uncheck all these boxes. So uncheck it and then follow the next step. Now the next step is to first of all close the game. So if the game is running, make sure that you close the game and then rename config to config_backup. So for this, make a right click on the game, select manage, then click on browse local files, and over here you can see this config file. Just create a backup of this two file, that is config and config default. So copy this file and create a backup. Just create a backup. So if something wrong happens, you can always put the file back. You can restore the file. Now here you can see config. You can rename this file, config file, as config underscore backup. And then copy this config default, copy this file. And then once you copy it, paste it in the same location. Now once you have this config default copy, you can make a right click and then rename this as config, only config, only config. And now you can launch the game and then check. So you have this config, new config over here, and then launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to delete save game files. Now before you delete the save game file, let me inform you that you will lose all the game progress. You have to start everything from scratch. Now to delete the save game files, open File Explorer and then go to this PC, open C drive. Now open program files x86. Now open the Steam folder and now scroll down. Here you can see user data folder. Open this folder and open your Steam ID folder, and over here you will see this 2054970 folder. Open this folder, open the remote folder, and over here you will see win64 underscore save. So this has the save game file. Now we will delete this win64 underscore save. Now before we delete it, we will create a backup. So you can just copy this file and then you can just create a backup somewhere. So once you have the backup, now go to File Explorer. Now you can make a right click and then click on delete. Now once this is deleted, now go to Steam, launch the game. Now once you launch the game, just go through this because it is starting from scratch. Now this game has autosave. Now here you can see enable network features. This will allow you to hire pawns. When you read this, when you click on yes, it will create another save file over here. So you have to delete that save file and you have to be quick enough. So you can see on the screen, I will just select yes and then I will see this new file created. I will make a right click very fast. You will delete this file. You have to be very fast over here and then you can start the game and you will be able to start a new game, but you will lose all the save game progress character. So you might lose everything, but you will be able to start the game from scratch. So it will be asking me to create the character once again. So here you can see it's telling me to create the character. So you have to start everything from scratch. So you can try this. You can delete the save game files and then you can launch the game, but make sure that you create a backup. So if something wrong happens, you can always restore the file. So I have the backup over here. So you can just create a backup first and then delete the save game file and then launch the game and then start everything from scratch. Now the next step is to allow the game.exe file to your antivirus program. So if you have any third-party antivirus like Avast, Norton, Bitdefender, McAfee, whichever antivirus program you have, make sure that you allow the game.exe file to your antivirus program. Now if you're using Windows security, then open Windows settings and then go to privacy and security. If you have Windows 11, if you have Windows 10, you will have an option update and security, and then click on Windows security and then click on virus and threat protection. Scroll down, at the end you will see manage ransomware protection. Click on it. Now click on allow an app through controlled folder access. Click on yes to allow. Now click on add an allowed app, browse all apps. Now go to the game installation folder. If the game installed in C drive, open C drive, program files x86. Now open the Steam folder. Now open the Steam apps folder. Now open the common folder. Now open the game folder, select the game.exe file, and then click on open. Once the game is added, now type in control panel in Windows search box, and then click on control panel. Go to system and security, Windows Defender Firewall. Now click on allow an app or feature through Windows Defender Firewall. Click on change settings on the top, and then click on allow another app. Click on browse, and then go to the game installation folder, and then open the game folder. Select the game.exe file. Now click on open. Now click on add. In my case, the game is already added. So once you have the game added over here, now you can launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to install Visual C++ file. For this, copy this link. The link is provided in the video description. Open this link in a browser. It will take you to Microsoft website. Over here you can see Visual Studio 2015, 17, 19 and 22. Download x86 and download x64. So download both the file, that is x86 and x64. Run this exe file. If you see the repair option, click on repair. You might see the install option. If you see install, click on install. In my case, I have already installed it, so it's telling me to restart my computer. So just ignore this error. Now download this x64 file as well, and again you have to run this exe file. And again, if you see the repair option, click on repair. If you see the install option, click on install. I have already installed it, so it's telling me to restart my computer. So once the installation is complete, you have to restart your computer. Make sure that you restart your computer after this, and after the system restart, you can try to launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to install media feature pack, and this is for N edition. If you have Windows N edition, like Windows 10 N edition or Windows 11 N edition, then you can install media feature pack. So you can copy this link. The link is provided in the video description. Open this link in a browser, and then you can install the media feature pack from this website. So here you can see Windows 11 22H2, Windows 10. So here different version. You can check the version. You can type in WINVER WinVer, and you can check the version over here. So in my case, it's Windows 11 23H2, and I have Windows 11 Home. I don't have N edition. But if you have N edition and the version is from here, like 22 Windows 10 22H2 or 22H, here you can see Windows 10 21H1. So you can install the media feature pack as per your Windows N version, and then restart your computer and then launch the game. Now the next step is to update DirectX. Now for this, copy this link. The link is provided in the video description. Open this link in a browser. It will take you to Microsoft website. Here you can see download option. Click on download and then run this exe file. Click on yes, click on accept, and then next. Uncheck install Bing bar. I don't want it, so next. And let the installation complete. Now once the installation is complete, you can click on finish, restart your computer, and then launch the game. Next step is to try DX11 or DX12 in launch option. So you can make a right click on the game, select properties. In the launch option, you can type in -DX11 and then launch the game and then check. Now if that does not work, then let me close the game first. Now if that does not work, you can make a right click on the game, select properties, and this time type in -DX12 and close this, launch the game and then check. Still not working, then you can remove this from here. Follow the next step. Now the next step is to run the game on dedicated graphic card. Now for this, type in graphics settings in Windows search box and then click on graphics settings. Now click on browse over here and then go to the game installation folder and then open the game folder, select the game exe file, click on add. Once the game is added over here, click on options, select high performance. Now click on save. Now launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to increase the virtual memory. So to increase the virtual memory, type in view advanced system settings in Windows search box and then click on view advanced system settings and then click on the first settings and then go to advanced tab and then click on change over here. and then select the drive. So uncheck the box which says automatically manage paging file size for all drives. Uncheck this box and select the drive where the game is installed. So select the drive, and then once you select the right drive, now put a check on custom size, and for initial size it's 1.5 into total RAM. So you can check the total RAM in Windows settings. You can go to system and then go to about, and total RAM in my case is 16 gigabyte. So you can calculate accordingly. In my case it's 16 GB, so I will calculate as per 16 GB. So, and first of all we have to convert 16 GB into megabyte. So we will open calculator. So type in calculator in run box and then click on OK, and over here it's 16 1.5 into total RAM. Total RAM in my case it's 16 RAM 16 GB. So 116 into 1024. 1024 is actually 1 GB is equal to 1024 megabyte. So 16 GB in megabyte will be 16384 into 1.5. 1.5 into total RAM. This is my total RAM in megabyte. Now 1.5 into total RAM, that is into 1.5. So in my case initial size is 24576, and maximum size is 3 into total RAM. Now total RAM in my case that is 16 gigabyte. I have 16 gigabyte of RAM. So 16 into 1024, I have converted this in megabyte. Now that is 3 into total RAM. So total RAM is this much into 3, that is 49152. 49152. 4915152. Now click on set over here, then click on OK, OK, apply, OK, OK. Now restart computer. Make sure that you restart your computer after this. Now the next step is to update your Windows to the latest version. This is important. So open Windows settings, go to update and security or Windows update, and then click on check for update. Once all the updates are installed over here, then restart your computer, and after the system restart, launch the game and then check. Next step is to, if you are able to launch the game. If you're not able to launch the game, you can skip this step, but if you're able to launch the game, you can switch to window mode, lower down graphics settings, and then check. So launch the game first. So once you launch the game, you can go to options and then go to display. Now if HDR is on, you can turn this off, and then go to graphics. Now if graphics quality is set to high, in that case you can set it to low. So you can just lower down graphics quality, and then if this is set to borderless window or full screen, then you can try window mode and then check. Now if the resolution is set to 4K, you can try 1920 into 1080p. You can even lower down more. Refresh rate over here, if this is like unlimited or variable over here, in that case I will select 60 Hz for now. Frame rate, if this is unlimited, you can set it to 60. I will keep at 60. VSync, if this is on, you can turn it off. So try VSync both on and off and then check which one is working fine for you. Dynamic resolution, if this is on, I will, in my case I have turned this off. If you're using FSR, in that case you can set it to quality. So if you're using FSR, set it to quality, but I will keep it off for me. If you're using DLSS, in that case you can set it to quality. So if you're using it, then set it to quality and then check. Now NVIDIA reflects low latency, I will turn this off. Now turn off ray tracing, if this is on, you can turn this off. And then here you can see texture filtering, texture quality, if these are set too high, you can maybe try to lower it down. You can try high. Here you can see it's high. I will select low. Motion blur, I'll turn it off. So try to make changes, try to lower down graphics settings, and then apply the changes and then check the performance. Now the last step is to Now the next step is to update your system BIOS. So update your system BIOS, go to your system manufacturer website, select your model number, select your computer, and then update the system BIOS. Now before you update the system BIOS, in case of laptop, make sure the battery on your computer is more than 10% and the AC adapter, the charger, is connected to the computer. During the BIOS update, your system will restart. Do not unplug the power cable when it's updating the system BIOS. After the BIOS update, log into the computer and then launch the game. Then the last step is to uninstall and reinstall the game. So if nothing is working, you can uninstall the game. Now after you uninstall the game, go to the game installation folder and then delete the game folder. So go to the game installation folder, and then once you delete the game folder, restart your computer and then reinstall the game to C drive. So if the game is installed to another drive, in that case you can install the game to C drive. If the game is already installed in C drive, then try installing the game to another SSD and then check. So one of the steps shown in this video should help you to get the game running on your Windows computer. So that'll be all. Thank you so much for your time, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel.